Deep atmospheric paths ripple like waves in a dark ocean, layered with distant mechanical sounds and subtle rolling hums. A filtered synth grows slowly, building a sense of gravity, pulling the listener into a shadowy sonic realm. Soft glitching percussions tap rhythmically underneath. Synth rises with ominous pitch bends intensify, joined by rolling hi-hats and snappy snares. Some bass vibrations grow strongly, like shots by woven ball and bending darts like a rhythms. The bass vibrations grow strongly, building by chopped vocals echoing phrases like gravity pull and bass descent. The tension builds steadily toward the drop. The bassline slams with a heavy, distorted growl layered over punchy, neurofunk-inspired rhythms. The percussion is tight and aggressive, featuring syncopated snares and complex hi-hat patterns. Dark synth leads cut through the mix, adding an intense cinematic edge. The track pulls back through ambient pads and glitch effects, creating a moment of eerie calm. Distant vocal chops and metallic textures add depth as the bassline pulses quietly beneath, maintaining momentum. Users climb with increasing velocity, supported by rapid hi-hats and escalating snare rolls. Vocal chops grow more frantic, layered with digital effects that heighten anticipation. The second drop unleashes even heavier bass distortion, complex drum programming and aggressive synth stabs. The rhythm intensifies with syncopated fills and dynamic modulation, pushing the track to its peak energy. The song fades out with swirling synth pads, glitchy digital echoes and a diminishing bass pulse, leaving a lingering sense of gravity's pull. The bassline slams with a heavy, distorted growl layered over punchy, neurofunk-inspired rhythms. The percussion is tight and aggressive, featuring syncopated snares and complex hi-hat patterns. Dark synth leads cut through the mix, adding an intense cinematic edge. The track pulls back to ambient pads and glitch effects, creating a moment of eerie calm. Distant vocal chops and metallic textures as the bassline pulses quietly beneath, maintaining momentum as its climb with increasing velocity, supporting a set of unlimited highs and escalating snare rolls. Vocal chops grow more frantic, layered with digital effects that heighten anticipation. The second drop unleashes even heavier bass distortion, complex drum programming and synth stabs. Those vocal chops grow more frantic, layered with digital effects that heighten anticipation. The second drop unleashes even heavier bass distortion, complex drum programming and aggressive synth stabs. The rhythm intensifies with syncopated fills and dynamic modulation, pushing the track to its peak energy. The song fades out with swirling synth pads, glitchy digital echoes and a diminishing bass pulse, leaving a lingering sense of gravity's pulse. The song fades out with swirling synth pads, glitchy digital echoes and a diminishing bass pulse, leaving a lingering sense of gravity's pull. The low hum builds under crackling digital static. Soft synth pads pulse with a warm glow, like heat rising from circuits. Glitchy vocal snippets whisper override engaged. Subtle metallic clicks sync with slow-moving percussive taps. Static crackle second beats filter by hi-hats and snare rolls are pacing faster, accompanied by rising synth lasers. The bass subtly grows, layering warmth on frequencies beneath. Vocal shots scatter rhythmically at attention. A sweeping filter opens, appear in the top. sharp snares and rolling hi-hats. Lead synth flicker with glitch effects, creating a vibrant chaotic energy. The bassline pulses with rhythmic modulation, evoking digital heat waves. The beat breaks down to atmospheric pads and distant vocal echoes. A filtered vocal whispers even back to system override. Ambient glitch effect, shimmer and swirl. The bass returns heavier and more aggressive, layered with crunchy mid-range textures. Percussion intensifies with rapid hi-hat rolls and snappy snares. Synth leads morph dynamically, weaving glitchy motifs. The track maintains high energy with a futuristic vibe. Layers peel away gradually, leaving filtered synth pads and fading bass rumble. Final vocal sample fades out, override complete cooling system. Frequency rumble vibrates under crisp digital static and glitch effects, gradually building tension, sharp syncopated hi-hats tap rhythmically while atmospheric synth pads with shimmer and metallic tension swells, setting up the futuristic intense mood. Faint vocal sample, echoic. Layered synthesizers and white noise sweeps accelerate with chopped vocal chops flickering in and out. The beat begins to kick in with deep 808 kicks and rapid snare rolls, creating a rising anticipation. A warped bass synth glides upwards in pitch, echoing the approaching drop. The bass drops hard with a powerful distorted growl, shaking the foundations for the heavy trap and with the rhythm. The vision cuts through the mix while sharp stuttering synth leads ripple over the pounding sub-bass. The energy is fierce, perfect for festival stages and late night club floors. The intensity slightly subsides, introducing a more spacious reverb soaked million layered with distant glitchers. The rhythm pairs down to minimal kicks and hi-hats, allowing the atmospheric sounds to breathe. A robotic vocal sample whispers cryptic words, adding an eerie cybernetic vibe. Synthesizers accelerate again, intertwining with rapid-fire snare rolls and glitch effects. The bass synth grows in intensity with rising pitch bends and filter sweeps, fueling anticipation for the final drop. The second drop explodes with even greater force, layering complex glitch bass lines and aggressive trap beats. The synths twist and wobble dynamically, while syncopated pucks it fills add rhythmic chaos. This section pushes energy to its peak, demanding full crowd engagement. The track slowly winds down with fading glitch echoes, distant synth pads, and a final bass pulse that reverberates into silence, as if the earthquake has passed. The earthquake has passed. Flickering digital spark chronicles with glitchy synth fragments flickering in and out. Layered metallic caps to make data patterns and lighting. Digital paths create an ambient, almost floating atmosphere. Robotic voice whispers latency. Digital static, pain delays, filtered white noise. Trap style hi-hats begin with sharp snare rolls and rising synthesizers. Bass tones rumble gently, growing in intensity. Vocal chops, stuttering rhythm, adding a sense of urgency. A swelling synth filter sweep, build tension. Boom! as their tails shimmer. The bass returns more aggressive than rearward buses and dashes drums clicking. With sound spirals and crisp snariates and leads twisted more dynamically with bass modulation. Good glitch flowing the same with the rhythm. The layers gradually trim at digital sparks in a beat bass drum. The robotic force strongly with bass drum. Run until the offbeat beats. The latency. Drift. The track closes with a soft digital glitch fade. The track begins with corrupted synth textures and layered digital clicks as if cracking a secure loop. There's a slow rush melody processed with granular delay and fake background static mimics a descending server crash. And a distorted hum fades in beneath a tight snare pattern and rising uplifter. High-pitched beats lead up alongside gated white noise and chopped up vocal glitches that keep start punching through. The main riser stutters with the dealing synth automation that escalates tension. Boom! Brutal glitch-infested bassline hits with metallic growls and syncopated slam kicks. The rhythm is staggered, intentionally unstable, like breaking out of a time loop. The snare hits with industrial reverb, and the lead synth flickers like a corrupted strobe. Layer fills include the crushed effects and ping-pong delays that warp through the stereo field. Things get eerie, a single haunting symptom with one engine awaiting switch through robotic whispers, chain broken descent unlocked. Sudden neo-granular synth rip loops and distorts, prepping for the next fall. Heavier and grimier, the bass morphs into a razor-edged rhythm, combining trap hat rolls with a step sequence grind. A scream sample flashes momentarily, then glitch fills chop and rearrange the beat live like the energy is darker, more chaotic, like falling through corrupted code. Everything slowly collapses, FX dissolve into glitch residue. The lid melody, now reversed and slowed, plays faintly as a final crash echoes. Deep pulsating synth pads create an atmospheric backdrop with a faint digital heartbeat. Subtle glitch noises ripple like static waves, and robotic vocal snippets murmur cryptic code sequences. A slow rising bass hum sets a dark and mysterious mood. Layered synth risers twist and spiral upwards, accompanied by sharp snare rolls and cascading hi-hats. Vocal chops repeat fragmented phrases like slam codec with glitchy echoes. The tension tightens with metallic propelling percussion and a filtered touch and a filtered sound bass swell. The bass slams in the heavy 808 punch layered with glitch infused symphonies and darted slice through the bass trap snap rhythms are then transformed with syncopated snares, rapid hi-hats and deep sub-bass pulses. The energy is dark, intense, and relentless. The beat pulls back slightly, revealing atmospheric synth layers and distant digital noise. Broken vocals handle it like static waves. The bassline maintains a slow groove, or glitch effects shimmer in the background. Percussion builds again with rolling snares and accelerating hi-hats. Synthesizers grow in intensity, with vocal chops becoming more urgent. The filtered bass swells to prepare for the final slam. The second drop hits harder, layering intricate glitch bass patterns and aggressive synth leads. Rapid fire percussion and syncopated rhythms keep the momentum high, creating a powerful sonic assault. The mix is dense yet clear, designed for club and festival impact. The track fades out with digital echoes, glitchy effects, and a lingering synth pad, leaving a sense of a night's code finally decoded and silenced. Fake electric pulses flicker in the background like neon signs blinking to life. A shimmering arpeggio floats above deep ambient pads, evoking a futuristic cityscape at midnight. Robotic whispers echo a static glitches, creeping rising tension with a subsonic hum beneath. Digital risers blended stereo bouncing left to right with pitch shifted synth weaving in between. Slotted vocal, thud, donor, shot, becomes a mantra. Tension swells with layered snares, increasing speed, countdown style. Boom, the bass drops like a collapsing dead core. Heavy distorted 808 slam under glitchy links. A flicker like corrupted code, syncopated top snare tape. Syncopated top snares hit hard, bouncing with the late tails. The rhythm glitches purposeful, yes, if the beat is breaking through a firewall. The sudden cut in the halftime groove, echoing pads swell with a haunting synthwave melody, evoking isolation and pigmented neon in my veins. My mind with the back to revive life is not to start again. My vocal remains everything filters out except the sub bass and a ticking hi-hat. It's a drop, hands twice as hard. Now in late with chord percussion and double time bass. For 3 plays and plays which we eat praise. Remixes, bubbles with brutal and face down. Love breaks down. The breaking throats with the haze of distorted echoes make cross reverse every teaching sense. Heartbeat kick starts in a silence and transmission out. Tension swells with layered snares, increasing speed, countdown style. The bass drops like a collapsing data core. Heavy distorted 808 slam under glitchy lead synths that flicker like corrupted code. Syncopated trap snares hit hard, bound to tension swells with layered snares, increasing speed, countdown style. Boom. The bass drops like a collapsing data core. Heavy distorted 808 slam under glitchy lead synths that flicker like corrupted code. Syncopated trap snares hit hard, bouncing with delay tails. The rhythm glitches purposefully, as if the beat is breaking through a firewall. Lasered packs in reverse rise are start to surge again. The vocal powered aftershock incoming. The sensing filters sound to some bass and a ticking hi-hat. Things only out the retro game of digital wasteland. The lead vocal reverse, algorithm fragmented neon in my veins. There's effects in reverse rise, let's start to surge again. Behind the vocal recording, everything filters out except the some bass and a ticking hi-hat. Second drop hits twice as hard, now with weird glitch chord percussion and double time bass drops. Rapid fire fills both, watching each phrase and the bass sense now wobbles with brutal and sense down, wobbles with brutal and sense down. The energy dissolves into a haze of distorted echoes, let's cross reverse. Slowly detuning sense, final heartbeat kick starts in a silence and the make sense, the bass and the make sense now wobbles and brutal and sense now. York, pulsating synth paths weave a complex digital tapestry layered with glitch effects and distant mechanical choruses. Robotic vocal chops echo cryptic phrases like matrix activated, sane, futuristic, and intense atmosphere. Sub-bass hum under the soundscape. Synth routers with aggressive pitch bends alongside sharp hi-hat rolls and crisp snare fills, stuttering glitch percussion and intensify, increasing tension as the bassline begins to swell. Boom! A deep distorted neurofunk bassline explodes in with a rolling groove, complex drum patterns, subjugates, intricate snares, and rapid hi-hats drive the rhythm forward. The synth leads are sharp and jagged, cutting through the mix with cybernetic precision. The track pulls back to ethereal pads and glitch textures, creating a mysterious and immersive space. Distant vocal samples fade in and out, while the bassline maintains a low throbbing pulse. Routers and vocal chops build urgency with cascading hi-hats and snare rolls. Synths twist and modulate dynamic range, preparing the listener for the second drop. The final drop unleashes a layered neurofunk bassline with a movement from the footprint into the stabs, a rhythm of anticipation and creation and complex SCG paints with a dense interesting sound, FID with beautiful festival stages. The track fades out with shimmering synth pads, glitch echoes, and a lingering pulse that slowly dissipates. harsh dish. Distortion fades and with metallic clanks can spark. Glitching noise pulses get liquidly like a corrupted machine. Waking up, low growling bass rumbles under filtered synth swells. Voice function detected. Overdrive engaged. Hi-hats roll faster, layered with reverse synth sweeps. Voices growl and crackle with static. Interference, snappy snares hit with glitch delay. Body samplers initiated. Overdrive sequence initiated. The massive bass hits with glitch and fierce distortion. The kick drum pound aggressively, sidechain tightly to the wobbling bass. Tips got sharp with industrial grit. The glitch push effects leads to the rhythm create chaos, zip tight groove. Overdrive, malform, overdrive. Percussion strips down the crunchy glitch clicks and stutters. Filtered synth pads create eerie atmosphere with metallic resonance. Whispered phrase, system failure imminent. The drop returns with heavier bass distortion and more intense glitch. Crash when a red lights and red with one cleanup becomes more. Crash with off kilter hi-hats and snares. Wall form activated. Sound slowly degraded into static noise. Digital crackle. Final synth stat fades and glitch echoes in silence. Glitch shutdown complete. Overdrive sequence initiated. Overdrive sequence initiated. Overdrive sequence initiated. With glitch and pure precision. Overdrive sequence initiated. Constant bass hits with glitch and fierce distortion. The kicks are now aggressively sidechain tightly to the wobbling bass. Synth stabs trucked with industrial grit. Counter with glitch effects leads to the rhythm create chaos yet tight groove. Overdrive syncs with glitch and fierce distortion. The kick drums pound aggressively sidechain tightly to the wobbling bass. Synth stabs cut sharp with industrial grit. Complex glitch effects weave through the rhythm creating chaos yet tight groove. Overdrive, 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 overdrive. When it slips down the crunchy glitch clicks and stutters. Synth pads create eerie atmosphere with metallic resonances. Whispered face, system failure imminent. Whispered face, system failure imminent. With metallic resonances. Whispered face, system failure imminent. Whispered face, system failure imminent. The drop returns with heavier and bass distortion. Core intense, core intense. Glitch effects and lead screen with pitch modulation. Crush the rhythm and becomes more aggressive with off-kilter hi-hats and snares. Sound slowly degraded to static noise and digital crackle. Final synth snap fades into glitch echoes in silence. Shutdown complete. A surge of digital static and crackling synth noise opens the track, reminiscent of a data storm brewing. Soft clickups weave through shimmering paths, while distant robotic fumbles demonstrate commands like override, initiate. The atmosphere is charged with anticipation. Synth are sliced through the mix with sharp pitch bends, layered with cascading hi-hats and rolling snare fills. Glitch effects intensify, creating rhythmic stutters and vocal chops that build tension. Bass subtly pulses the beat, preparing the listener for the drop. The bass gets hauled with distorted weights layered under glitch infused synth leads the rhythm is trapped. Inspired, combining punchy snares with syncopated hi-hat patterns and deep sub-bass grooves. Melodic click textures dart through the mix, giving the drop a frenetic, energized feel. Energy drops slightly, revealing atmospheric synth pads and distant digital noise. Filtered vocal sample repeats story, echoing later shimmering through shim layers. The bass remains present but less aggressive. tightens with snappy snares and increasing percussion complexity leading into the final drop. The second drop doubles the intensity with layered glitch bass lines, aggressive synth leads, and intricate trapstick rhythms. The energy is relentless, designed for maximum depth, hard packed with dynamic modulation and rhythmic complexity. The track fades out with scattered glitch effects and ambient synth paths, leaving a lingering digital storm at its wake. Beats and pulses echo in a vast cybernetic space. A slow heartbeat rhythm sets a tense atmosphere. Static noise buzzes faintly under a filtered synth pad. Robotic whisper, pulse grid, shutting down. Hi-hat built in a syncopated trap rhythm, glitching arpeggial spiral upward with rising pitch modulation. Risers wild with metallic blank and digital harsh vocal effects, distorted system failure glitch. Sudden heavy bass hits with distorted synth layers. Trap drums punch on with snappy snares and rolling hi-hats. Glitch and slice and dice through the mix, creating chaotic but tight rhythms. Bass wobble modulates aggressively with rhythmic gating. Anthem shutdown sequence. Everything strips back to eerie synth drones and taking clock effects of filtered vocal sample murmurs. All stress without attention for the next drop. Drop hits with amplified aggression, but it goes deeper and more distorted layer with heavy click on the action. Split with discreet and perception, simulated groove. Synth snaps to make sure it shows digital texture. Ride, pulse grid, ride. The beat dissolves in a glitching static and fading synth echoes final echo. Shut down complaints. Heavy noise lingers briefly before silence. Digital static crackles with quick glitch. Bursts are robotic voice loops, glitching in and out. Resynced, riot gate. The bass rumbles faintly beneath sparse percussive clicks. Trap hi-hats build with rolling triplet patterns. Synthos weave rapidly modulating in pitch and pan. Whisters swell with mechanical clicks and reverse effects. Sister whistling. Deep wobbling bass drops with heavy distortion. Punchy trap kicks and sharp snares drive the rhythm. Glitch effects, layers, syncopated percussion, stutters and choppers. Beats slice through with sharp metallic tones. Riot gate open. Riot gate open. Beat strips down to glitchy textures and distant synth pads. Filtered vocal effects create an eerie atmosphere. Reset, reboot. Bass returns heavier and more aggressive, layered with pitch modulated synths, hi-hats and snares intensify with complex glitch rhythms. Synth steps couple faintly beneath spice percussion. Recall clicks, riot gate resynced. Elements slowly break down into glitch noise and fading echoes. Final synth fades out with a digital uplift pulse. Last whisper, system offline. The track kicks off with stuttering static pulses and tonal glitches sweeping from ear to ear. Cosmic radio chatter plays faintly in the background with rising sci-fi pads that shimmer. Robotic voice filters in warped and deep. Crackle cosmic echo phaser modulated beeps. Third hi-hats pick up in syncopation, building urgency. Remixes snap grows in intensity with layered white noise going burst. Baseline pulses like a reactor about to overload. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, alone. The cyber shake with brutal force. Deep modulated bass drums face the floor with kick snare interplay. Off beats and hit glitch in and out. Wonder frequency gates, cosmic snaps and pitch bend drops inject futuristic chaos. Perfect for headbanging in a neon flooded underground club. The drop subsides until the hum. Lord of the hum. Flicker like stars over distant paths. Submarine sonar pings and reverse stairs. Third cycle, recharging. Second drop comes even harder. They're layered with aggressive mid-bassers and rhythmic reverse. The drums are sharper, faster, more chaotic, like a system under attack. Laser shot effects and oscillating filters crank the energy up past red line. A sudden silence, and then a half-speed slam just before the drop ends. fade out with low-end rumble. Pitch crush, it drills a distant echo of the robotic voice returns. Frequency stabilized, mission complete.
Distant mechanical noises and rich static set an industrial zone. Filtered synth stabs flicker with sharp brittle textures. A vocal sample warps in and out.
System error, collapse imminent. Some bass rumbles quietly underneath. Nothing trapped by absence of snares layering with syncopated rhythms. Lasers growl with metallic distortion and white noise sweeps. Vocal glitches with beats. Snare line activated. Distorted ball and punchy airway case. Snare rolls cut sharply, driving and fragmenting trap beats. Glitch effects ripple through the percussion and bass line. Synth leads at chaotic, angular melodies. Vocal chops error. Collapse error. Beat breaks down the glitching noise of filtered synth backtalk atmosphere then ends with distant digital echoes. Whispered phrase system failure. Second drop intensifies with heavier distortion and complex glitch patterns. Percussion tightens with faster hi-hats and layer snares. Bass growls deeper and more aggressive. Sound fading to fade noise, the fading glitch echoes. Final synth that fades to silence. Last words, system offline.
A hiss of static opens like tearing a digital vinyl record. Clicky funk guitar sample loops with cyber process delay. Fuzzy synth stabs echo in and out as robotic bleeps pulse left and right. Vocal chops zipping in, funk spin past. 808 start bubbling under a funky glitch arpeggio. Snare roll stretching, glitch and timing disorienting the rhythmic glitch voice sample rises. Flying update, installing drop, RZA modulated disco synths layered with trap ass. I borrow classic funk slap bass meets distorted digital crunch. Drum slap hard with syncopated glitch snares and tight kicks. The groove swings like old school funk. A filter through a corrupted AI laser effects. Sit through the stereo field like musical data packets. Every 4 bars a wild synth ripcord resets the pattern. Beat cuts out, low bit funky keyboard riff plays on a loop decaying with bit crush effects. Robotic voice update complete, rebooting funk XC. Delta even deeper bow, 4 bass wobble introduced layered with vocoder melodies. Funky glitch hop vibe meets modern trap drops. New element, brass synth hits like cyber horns. Big, bold, filthy. Slow fade of groove elements as static returns. A broken vinyl crackle overlays the beat till silence. Final glitch voice. C1 purified, out static logged. Prepare the boom. Layer glitch effects, cascade instant rhythmic chop vocal cuts. Rapid hi-hat rolls, a rising bass synth oscillates and pitch growing more intense. The beat creeps in, off kilter snares and keeps up kicks teasing the main drop. Boom, function, distorted bassline slap with sharp crisp snares in a syncopated trap step rhythms with thin leads dance across the stereo field with liberty modulations and groove lines and heavy and infectious force and movement at the bass punches like a heartbeat. The silent dancing jungle. The track briefly pulls back to an atmospheric synth layer with robotic vocal chops echoing in the background. A filtered melody floats above a sub-bass drum, creating a momentary calm before the storm. Rapid fire hi-hats and glitch effects build tension again with vocal stutters and templates define instance rising in pitch. The pitch fades out replaced by a high-pitched modulated riser. The bass returns with even more glitch and aggression layered with complex glitch upper. The pattern on the ground are on robotic goes over its rising bass and oscillates a bit growing over the
desert wind howls through static. You hear glitching chimes fading in like mirages forming from code. Low and analog rumble builds beneath like the hum of a burning engine in a dead zone. Revive the circuit. Unleash the thrash. Threat snares hit in rapid succession. Distorted rise a screech like digital engines winding up. Laser spasm, vocal glitches pulse hard. 3, 2, 1, the final measure drops out. Silence before the slam. The bass punches in like a demolition charge. Glitched out synth slam and sawtooth burst. Each one crunchier than the last. Flares out stop and groove with machine gun hi-hats and reverse cyber flash. Wobble elements bend like overheating machinery. Robotic shout, mirage mode, engaged. All elements work down like collapsing memory. Try kids with held trails, pulse like warning lights. Ambient glitches pan-wide, mirage of sound returns in stereo. Voice fox heavily bench crushed, 2 reels are fake. The wrist drop hits even harder now with double time thrash snares and metal grid bass lines. The late synth sounds like a chainsaw glitching in rhythm. Sidechain compression crushes everything under massive sub-sound. The phrase repeat glitch loop, brash. Unlaced with flash snares metal like a mirage fading back into code and final sound. A distorted guitar like synth rings out and decays. The final measure drops out. Silence before the slam. Boom. The bass punches in like a demolition charge. Glitched out synth slam and sawtooth bursts, each one crunchier than the last. Rhythm style stomping groove with machine gun hi-hats and reverse cyber fox. Wobble elements bend like overheating machinery. Robotic shout. Mirage mode, engaged. All elements walk down like collapsing memory. Joint kicks with echo trails, pulse like warning lights. Ambient glitches, pitches, pan-wide. Mirage effect returns in stereo. Voice fox, 2 reels are fake. 2 reels are fake. This drop hits even harder. Double time flash snares and metal grid bass lines. The lid synth sounds like a chainsaw glitching in rhythm. Sidechain compression crushes everything under massive sub-thump. Phrase repeat glitch loop, flash, bass, thrash, bass, bass, bass. The beat collapses in echoes. Waves of digital static wash through like a mirage fading back into code. Final sound, a distorted guitar like synth rings out and decays. Digital taps and reversed risers sweep across the stereo field. A broken down vocal sample repeats in a glitched auto-tune loop. 808s buzz low under a layer of clean white noise. Glitch sparks flicker like a memory sequence moving. Snare rolls climb with 2Q axis layered over cyber ambiance. A growling bass starts weaving inside, chained and pitch bending. Robot announcers sound with the 2Q axis layered over cyber ambiance. A follow backward boot hum. Tension maxes out with the silence glitch. Then a power reboot hum. Back. Getting impact. Dropping glitch bass like thunders in bouncy distorted sharp edge. 808 hits the tune and glitch mid-bar. Like data breaking apart. Leaks swirl in a whirlpool pattern. Circling the stereo like vortex code. Trapped hi-hats stutter swing heavy and syncopated. Minity loop. Digital arpeggios flicker like a corrupted screensaver. Low sub kicks rise in slow motion. Melodic glitch paths provide a brief contrast before drop 2. The second drop goes full tilt. Harder distortion on bass, multi-layered with the tuned oscillators. 808 fly slide up and crash in a downward pitch. Spirals lead synth play an infinity symbol like pattern repeating but never identical. Vocal momentum turn the trap right. Rewinding. Bombs reverse glitch crackles dominate. This all sounds slowly degrade. Ends with
speakers with notifications, playing trap hats like sparks. Airwaves begin to tremble, snare snapping half tempo rhythm. Layered risers pitch up rapidly while bass frequencies pulse and waves. Glitch vocal fragment repeats. Sub-heavy bass drops with trap snare rolls under a wide lead synth that bends like fire in slow motion. Arpeggios glitch across like channels. Hi-hats rattle like detonator timers. Rap anthem from a post-apocalyptic hacker rave. Chords fade, a single distorted vocal sample whisper will look the flame. Hats echo like thermal windmills. Combustion FX before tail off into silence. Standing by, bass goes back, twisting out later with warping mid-range growls. Kick snare alternation quickens. A new lead synth flickers like heat mirage. Pitch vocal chants, stainless. Everything decays, trap drums dissolve, bass softens. An alarm klaxon slowly fades into a reversed fire crackle. Final whisper, connection lost. Bird line closed. Trap snare rolls under a wide lead synth that bends like fire in slow motion. Arpeggios glitch across line channels. Hi-hats rattle like detonator timers. 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 Chords fade. A single distorted vocal sample whispers, reload the flame. Pad sweeps echo like thermal wind tunnels. Effects, filtered combustion effects, reverb tail off into silence. The bass comes back twisted, now layered with warping mid-range growls. Kick snare alternation quickens. A new lead synth flickers like heat mirage. Pitch vocal chants, stainless. Everything decays, trap drums dissolve, bass softens. An alarm klaxon slowly fades into a reversed fire crackle. Final whisper, connection lost. Burn line closed. Everything decays, trap drums dissolve, bass softens. An alarm klaxon slowly fades into a reversed fire crackle. Final whisper, connection lost. Burn line closed. Dark synth that swell with digital static and glitch noise, while rumbling bass hums beneath distorted Trojan breach initiated. Filter the electronic crackles, no tension. Trap hi-hats rolling with sharp snare hits. Whistles with metallic glitch effects swell aggressively. Vocal chops echo, bass foot activated. Bass drops with a heavy distorted wobble and growl. Bunch of kicks and crisps drive a time trap rhythm. Glitch effects weave rapidly around the bass line. Synth stabs cut sharp and bright, adding urgency. Trojan bass jams and glitchy textures and filtered pads. Distant echoes create a tense atmosphere. Whispered phrase system compromised. The second drum hits harder with increased distortion and glitch complexity. With the percussion intensifies with syncopated hi-hats and snares. Bass growls deeper with related wobble effects. Trojan sounds gradually dissolve into digital static and glitch echoes. Final synth stab fades into silence. Last words, override complete. The track opens with a swirling digital mist of synth layered with distant chopped vocal frisking mirage. Soft, syncopated hi-hats and subtle glitch effects build tension while a deep sub-bass gently pulses beneath, hinting at the energy to come. Synthesizers with pitch modulation sweep upward, joined by snappy snares and cascading hi-hat rolls. The glitch effects intensify with rhythmical chops and percussive clicks, creating a rising wave of anticipation.
before the drop. Boom! The bass drops hard with a distorted 808 growl, layered with glitchy synth leads and sharp syncopated trap beats. The groove is bouncy and aggressive, biting heavy sub-bass with stuttering percussion and digitals that flicker like a mirage in a neon-lit desert. The intensity pulls back to atmospheric pads and echoing vocal fragments, creating a dreamy otherworldly feel. The bass continues as a subtle pulse beneath, while glitch effects and soft synth melodies weave through the soundscape. Rapid hi-hat rolls and synthesizers return, escalating with rising white noise sweeps and vocal chops that stutter rhythmically as they build steadily toward the final drop. The second drop arrives with doubled intensity, layered glitch bass lines, more complex percussive patterns, and modulated synth leads create a chaotic yet controlled energy. The rhythm drives forward with relentless momentum, perfect for the dance floor. The track fades out with glitchy echoes and filter synth pads, lagging behind a lingering pulse that slowly dissipates like a fading mirage. In a neon-lit desert. Rapid hi-hat rolls and synthesizers return, escalating with rising white noise sweeps and vocal chops that stutter rhythmically. The tension builds steadily toward the final drop. The second drop arrives with doubled intensity, layered glitch bass lines, more complex percussive patterns, and modulated synth leads create a chaotic yet controlled energy. The rhythm drives forward with relentless momentum, perfect for the dance floor. The truth fades out with glitchy echoes and filtered synth pads, leaving behind a lingering pulse that slowly dissipates like a fading mirage. Pulse rises like an encrypted heart monitor layer with heavy mechanical reverb and distant radio chatter. Synthetic pad with a haunting minor chord progression sends a tense underground tone. Sudden slang whisper initiating lockdown. Title boot, middle gate slam, echo chamber snap. Metallic hi-hat skitter as the tempo escalates. A scorching synth light cuts through, bouncing off studded vocal fragments. Low and rises sweep up under titan stance and compressed white noise built into a blast. Heavy modulated bass influx and twisting like a hydraulic snake. Syncopated drums hit with distorted punch. Hi-hats roll tightly, shifting stereo positions. And later work will provide signal oscillating with proper effects, flicks, delays, and increased saturation. Dance floor, ring with digitally hostile, ring in a digital prison. The beat pauses. Subsonic rumble takes over while vocal-coded voice echoes. Containment breach, vibe unstable. Reverse rises and granular synths create a fragmented soundscape. Now harder and deeper. Rhythm is chopped with notes and basslines mutate rearray bars with audio glitches and beats and growls. Sound design is ultra polished, hit with both wet and mechanical. Effect chain simulated digital lockdown system styling out of control. Layers strip away first the halves of the synth remote. Only a broken vibe wave slowly disintegrating in static. Final last system shut down, crack, silence. Sleep
click, silence. Bullets. With voltage. Rain text delay pumps gently beneath trap hats. Synths begin rising, layered with crackling glitch noise. Chop vocal loops pan left and right. Energy builds like a storm, tension thickens. On a thunderous bass slams down in sync with glitchy snares. Wobbling the bass swirls under melodic leaps that rise and fall like a storm wave. Heavy sidechain compression pulses with the beat. Drop rhythms drive the energy. Rapid hi-hats and crisp snares. Rain textures return with a dreamy synth solo echoing through filter space. Short vocal clicks echo like droplets in a digital world. Vocal whisper thickens with voltage. Even heavier bass and tired drums. A filtered melodic lead returns. Now harmonized and glitch processed. Percussion becomes more complex. Clap hats, clap rolls and rushes. Massive energy release, ideal for a mid-set festival climax. Rain fades back in, synths dissolve into white noise. Voltage faded. Final echo trails into silence with a soft, low-end hum.
Mechanical hum fades in, accompanied by distant digital crackles and warps. Low-frequency drones pulse rhythmically like a heartbeat from a corrupted system. Glitches and fragments start flickering intermittently. Exit code, visualizing. Trap hi-hats and stills, potential laid with rising white noise sweeps. Echo accelerate, increasing in pitch and complexity. Bass stabs echo with rhythmic precision as the tempo tightens. Warning, system breach detected. The drop hits hard with a gritty, distorted bass growl. Syncopated trap drums drive a head-nodding groove. Synth lines glitch and warp unpredictably, weaving in and out of the bass. Stabs of metallic noise punctuate the rhythm, creating an industrial atmosphere. Volt node activated. Beat deconstructs into glitch fragments and static noise. A filtered melody slowly fades in, sounding like a digital lament. Whispered sampled engaged. The second drop intensifies with layered bass synths and complex drum patterns. More aggressive glitch effects and pitch modulations push the track into chaos. The groove is relentless with distorted snares and rolling hi-hats keeping energy high. Looping vocal blinks pawn. Elements slowly disintegrate into static and glitch echoes. Final digital pulse fades into silence. Last whisper. System exit complete. Chemical hum fades into the layer, weaving in and out. Synthline definitely in and out of the bass. As a metallic noise punctuate the rhythm, creating an industrial atmosphere. Deconstructs the glitch fragments and static noise. A filtered melody slowly fades in, sounding like a digital lament. This is engaged. A rare bass synths and complex strum patterns. More aggressive glitch effects and pitch modulation. Vertical and chaos. Groove is relentless, with distorted snares and rolling hi-hats keeping energy high. Off of pawn, breaks pawn, breaks pawn. Elements slowly disintegrate into static and glitch echoes. Final digital pulse fades into silence. Last whisper. System exit complete.
Whirlpool of glitchy synths cascades into gear. Distant digital crashes and swirling wave effects create a stormy atmosphere. Deep sub-bass hums beneath soft synth paths. Stop hi-hats roll with rhythmic triplets and syncopated snare rolls. Synthesizers build tension with rising digital noise and modulated synth-outs cut sharp, adding to the chaotic vibe. Wave starting. Heavy wobbling bass flood from mix with layer distortion. Drums punch harder, drumming the rhythm with crisp status. Glitch effects ripple and swirl, weaving through the bass groove. Synth leads twist and spiral with energetic modulation. Breaks down into glitchy noise and filtered synth echoes. Soft paths create space and tension. Whispered phrase, system lock, pitch, stand by. Drum returns with heavier bass and more complex glitch patterns. With percussion tightens, opaque hi-hats and snares. Simply spiral faster with sharp modulation and digital noise. Complete. Wavestorm. Wavestorm. Introduces syncopated snare rolls. Resisting build tension with rising digital noise and modulated syntax. Synth prediction with rhythmic and syncopated snare rolls. Pressors build tension with rising digital noise and modulated synth ups. Wavestorm incoming. Elements dissolve into digital static and fading synth waves. Final glitch echoes fade to silence. Last word. Shutdown complete.